Hey, it's Never Seen LA. That's because it's Tuesday, and this is really never seen as in a yet to be open Fatburger, right? Great mural you're going to take a look at. It's a good day from Ice Cube. We'll break that down when we get inside. But outside, we're in the Ladera Center. That's right, not far from LAX. And at the Ladera Center, a lot of the homes built in the 40s, then a few more built in the 60s. You saw a lot of athletes start to live here maybe in the 70s, like Frank Robinson. We'll tell you a story about him someday. Fatburger, founded in 1947. It was called Mr. Fatburger at that time. Lovey Yancey, she's a dynamic personality. Guys like Red Fox and Ray Charles will come in, order their hamburgers from Lovey herself. She dropped the name of Mr. maybe in like 52 or something like that. Eventually opened a series of these with some funding, and Fatburger's an institution. I know the one in Venice on the corner of Lincoln and Washington. That was one of my places. Hey, this one in the Ladera Center, let's go check out. It's a good day from our one and only Never. All right, so you can see they're still getting ready to open in here. And yep, that's it, it's a beauty. So Ice Cube over here on the left. Now, I first was aware of Ice Cube in 1988 when the Straight Outta Compton came out in NWA. Of course, I was a big fan because I was on, in Los Angeles, so I was a fan of what they were talking about. And I like right behind him there is Yo MTV Raps. That's part of the song. It's a Good Day. It talks about Yo MTV Raps. MTV had to come to grips with their racism, where they wouldn't play any black and brown music videos, but eventually they did, and they found out, what do you know, there's an audience. That said, you see the Fatburger up there in the lyrics as well. So what Jonas does out of this one is he says, hey, when you drop by, why don't you see how many references you can get to the song. So we can do that and give you a little background on some of them. You know, Fatburger we already talked about outside, but there it is up there towards the end of the song. He stopped by Fatburger to get some grub. Up there is a Goodyear blimp where it says, Ice Cube's a pimp. Thing about that is, it's really funny, like about, 30 years later or something, they decided, Goodyear joined Ice Cube in putting together for a local charity, and they were gonna write Ice Cube's a pimp up there, but they're Goodyear, so they didn't, and I think they just wrote It's a Good Day, or something to that extreme. All right, as we come on down, I really like, what I guess you could call kind of gangster style, old time riding. That's kind of fun. You see that on a lot of places in LA. I think during the song he went to Short Dog's place. That's his buddy Short Dog. I think that's what that would represent. And then he decided it was time to play some craps and pick up some cash. So, he was rolling a 7 or 11 most of the way. On the beeper is Kim. That's eventually going to be his wife. So that's cute. Anyways, that must be Kim's number. And there it is. Now, here's the part I like. Okay, so it's 2 a.m. and he went to Fatburger. By the way, just in case you wanted to know, Fatburger rhymed with murder. So I don't know whether he was hungry and then he worked backwards and went to murder, or he was just happy there was no murder and then he got hungry for a burger. Not sure. But look, he said something about he goes during the day, he goes and he plays some pickup basketball like a lot of us did at various places around Los Angeles, and he drops a triple double doing like MJ. And when he says MJ, he's not talking about Michael Jordan. No, he's not. He's talking about Magic Johnson. Also can be argued as one of the greats of all time. Him and Kareem should be in that argument when you argue best players of all time. Anyways, MJ, well, we got to talk about Magic. All right, let's just get your mind around this. He wins a state championship at Everett High School in Michigan. Okay, so he's a two-time All-State selection out of there. So he wins a state championship one year. The next year, he takes his Michigan State team to the Elite Eight, barely loses to Kentucky, who went on to win the title. The year after that, he wins in the most watched college basketball game ever, where he beats Larry Bird in the finals. He's with Indiana State, Michigan State. Everybody knows this game, right? So Magic dominates. So he's MVP of the state, almost, MVP of the NCAA, and then as a rookie, Kareem is out in Game 6 of the NBA Finals against Dr. J and the 76ers, and Magic jumps center, plays every position on the court, goes for 42, 21 rebounds, and like 16 assists. A ridiculous game, wins MVP of that series. And so within 4 years, he wins a high school state, an NCAA, and an NBA. Madge, that is the man. Now, and that's the least of his accomplishments. You consider that he won 5 NBA titles, 3 MVP awards, 3 Finals MVP awards, 12-time All-Star, and then he had to retire from the sport in what was towards the end of his prime because he contracted the HIV virus. But he came back and he beats AIDS. Like, what the heck? This guy is still doing great work now. Look, think of all the things Magic has done. He's won 5 as a player, NBA chips, 5 as an executive. Wait, what? Helped rebuild the Dodgers. He won a Grammy or an Emmy, I think, for a voiced award. Like, the guy is unbelievable. WNBA championship, don't take that away from him. Part of an ownership group there. Magic is one of the most extraordinary people I think that has ever lived, let alone a great contribution to Los Angeles, and probably the greatest export from Michigan ever, and that's saying a lot. Yep, Magic. He was it. That's Derek McKee. Is that right? Yeah, Derek McKee. And Derek McKee went to Meridian High School in Mississippi. It's a heavy hitter. He was also SEC Player of the Year while he was at Alabama. Right? Definitely played for the Supersonics. That's about the best I got on Derek McKee. All right. So I think I covered most of it. I'd love to see if anybody else can find some other ones. So go ahead and comment and let us know if you found something else. It's a fun. The reason Ice Cube wrote that is because the album that song was on was called Predator, and Predator had to do with the LA riots, and he really did. It was his opus, if you will, to the LA riots, and most of those songs had to do with that. But he also was self-reflective and said, you know, I'm at the top of my game, making money. There are days where I'm really happy, and there are days where I'm excited. He goes, and there are good days, and he wanted to at least put one track in there that talked about a good day, right? And so nobody died that day. That's a good day. And you look at up in the top left corner there, you got yourself a helicopter. Also, like, I remember NWA was the first to educate me that they called them ghetto birds. And that's when you started to realize how such an oppressive situation that some people in my own city were living in. And I didn't necessarily live in that situation. Venice was different than that. And so it was fun to hear somebody's reality. And I just like that Ice Cube not only took the time to write about the riots, but he wrote about one of his good days. Hey, you can't go wrong with Fatburger on a good day. I know I've had plenty of good days that ended or started with a Fatburger. No lie on that one. Never, 1959, you gotta look up our guy Jonas Never. Look at all of his work. And this one stands up, I'll tell you what. This one stands up. Not sure when this is gonna be open, but we'll let you know on our site. Again, this is Never Seen LA on a Tuesday.